Hey everyone, Mike Gitig from Iodine. We make the Pro Data and soon to be Pro Mini. We're here at IBC showing off a couple of new things, actually a few new things. So the first is 1.6. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Pro Data is a multi-user direct attached storage device. There's 4 Thunderbolt pairs, so you can actually have 4 different host machines plugged in to the same storage at the same time. It's plug and play, it's portable, it can be used for pretty much the entire production process. We improve the ingest process, you can play back, you can do editing, editorial, post VFX workflows. 1.6 is, for the first time, our new release that's coming in October allows you to do full parity on Windows machines and Linux. So now the experience that you have on Pro Data on the Mac is coming to Windows and Linux, which means if you're doing Flame or Maya or Unreal Engine, you can actually work cross-platform for the first time. So if you're in an environment where you're using PCs and Macs, or Macs and Linux, or just Linux even, you can use a Pro Data to support those workflows and get our sustained throughputs, encryption, and again, that really portable on-the-go workflow. The other thing we're showing is the Pro Mini, which is coming out later this year. So Pro Data is really about the sort of the intersection of the IT requirements, encryption, high performance, and sustained performance, and the end user use case, right? You want to make something that IT can support and feel good about, and also the end user can actually use without having to understand complex workflows. Plug and play devices. The Mini really takes a lot of the Mini takes a lot of the influence from the Pro Data and takes it into a much smaller package, hence the name, the Mini. But we didn't just want to make another hard drive. So a lot of the drives that you see on the market today take M2 sticks, put them into a small compact enclosure, and they suffer from the same things. I can be a little bit bold and say most of those drives suffer from thermal throttling. So you might see peak performance listed on a box, 2,000 megs per second, 2,500 megs per second. And the problem is that as soon as those drives warm up, which can often be 30, 90 seconds in, they slow down. In this world, that doesn't really work. And so the Mini is really about sustained performance. We have some really unique things happening inside. We're using a solid state cooling chip, which allows us to do a lot more with the device itself, and obviously keep it performing at 3,000 megs per second of read-write sustain. So it's something that we think is really unique, just in terms of the performance. And then on top of the performance, which we think is kind of the passport, it's the base layer of what you need, we've layered on a whole bunch of features that we think will make IT people really happy, but also end users really happy. So we've got an e-ink screen, so you don't have to worry about having a bunch of drives in the closet without knowing what's on them. You can actually customize the label directly. We have an NFC chip on this that allows you to customize the data that shows when you tap your phone to it. So now, if you don't know, if the label isn't enough information for you, now you can have things like the shoot day, the cameras, the crew, just quick tap and you can see everything on it, while maintaining encryption on the data that's on the device itself. In addition to that, we have a whole fleet management system underneath it. So there's a cloud-based fleet management that allows you to do things like, obviously fleet management, but you can take all of your devices, you can assign them to various projects, you can create workflow templates that are pushed to devices so that now when somebody plugs something in, it's already authenticated to that user, it's already conforming to the folder architecture that you want to see. You're okay. It conforms to the folder architecture that you want to see, and it really allows you to streamline your workflow in ways that you couldn't do before. And again, IT has oversight. You can actually authenticate or lock a drive out remotely. You can change the label remotely. If, let's say, a drive gets lost, you can have a lost label, lost mode. So there's a lot that we're trying to think about in terms of how do you take something that's a utility, like a disposable hard drive, and make it more sustainable and more part of your everyday kit. And again, that sustained throughput is really a core to that. So no matter what the workflow, you're going to get a through rate, no matter how long the workflow, no matter how hard you're pushing the drive, you can do what you need to do with it. So the last thing we're showing is a few different versions of tethered workflows. So direct record either from the camera or multiple cameras recording directly to a Pro Data. Now, what the benefit of that is you look at something like Red Connect or you look at something like Softron, multi-streams, hitting something at the same time. Typically you need large-scale infrastructure to capture those feeds. Pro Data, again, the size of a laptop, this is something really portable. It's fully encrypted. You can take many different streams at many different resolutions, push directly to the Pro Data. And there's a lot of value not only in the sports and the live event world, but also in the film and television world, where if you're in a studio environment, now your DIT isn't sitting around waiting for data to be ingested. They can actually wrap immediately because that data has been writing directly to the Pro Data. It's encrypted, so the studios are really happy about that. And it just simplifies a lot of different things. Your editor on set can do on-set color. You can actually start dailies way quicker. And we think that working with partners like Softron and Bread really sort of open up different options that weren't available previously. That's what we're showing at IBC. We obviously have some really interesting things to come. Like I said, Pro Mini shipping later this year, 1.6 coming out in October. Some other announcements that we're looking forward to. You can find out more at iodyne.com. That's spelled I-O-D-Y-N-E. Obviously all over social with IODYNE. And we'd love for you to get in touch with us.